We're now joined by FC Tucson head coach Jon Pearlman. John, two-parter. One, what did you tell him at halftime, and what were your thoughts on your team's second half performance?
Yeah, halftime, again, we obviously the first half is the kind of half you're going to get when you have a rain delay and you're looking at teams on 4 and 3 days rest respectively coming off road games. It's a late in the season, fixtures stack up, and we weren't sharp at all. All I told them was, look, you're a great 1-2 touch rhythm team. You've been very good on the ball. We need to calm down. We need to make sure that we move the ball side to side and we're a little bit more patient in our attack. And we need to get, Danny and Burke to play in that rhythm with Louis. And in the second half, they came out and they were excellent all the way through up to the goal. Obviously, the pen, they may feel hard done, but again, they weren't crossing midfield. We were all over them. The goal was coming, in my opinion. We got the goal, and then obviously, legs are heavy. And it was good to see again Charlie Matchell get back in there, and he was great in his small minutes, and Joe Au and Tyler Allen. But you got to look at the back four. I mean, obviously the first half, but Eric Kinsler and Luca and Kalen and Jake on critical tackles, and Carlos with critical holds and critical moments. You really just couldn't say enough. I thought the team was Burke, the whole back four plus Burke were excellent. The half Burke avoided getting a card. I mean, as ugly as it looked, it's a dream result because we picked up no injuries. We didn't pick up any cards. We don't lose any players to eligibility. And we've got a great team to play against in Chattanooga. They're in good form. They're very good. But we've had success against them. And now it's so great to see. Obviously, it's so disappointing not to have the fans. But, again, to turn the home field back into a fortress. 3 straight wins, 3 straight shutouts. I mean, that's what people expect from an FC Tucson team at home. And I know that Saturday people are going to be excited to be here because, again, we're 9 back with a game in hand. I mean, we could be within 6 like that, and suddenly everything to play for with 4 games left. A lot of excitement amongst the team, a lot of energy, and again, it just keeps building. Just really pleased for the guys. They're fighting all the way to the end. I mean, anybody would have understood a team imploded, packed it in after that Central Valley result where we were in the table, and they didn't. They did the exact opposite, and it's a credit to their character and the staff and the support staff here, and everyone has been so tremendous on these late nights. And, we're just grateful. We're just grateful to do what we do, and we're just going to keep trying to do it better because it's going to take a much better performance against Chattanooga.
James?
How about the poise of the team to get a result after the delay and to not get much of cards when they're?
Yeah, I guess we're getting used to it. I mean, the delays, we've had 6 or 7 of them now, and it's obviously disappointing on some level. But again, there's a huge amount of professionalism and leadership amongst the senior players about those type of things, and it's the things that you don't see. Donnie at halftime was very vocal, and Kalen and Luca, and when people aren't playing their best game, you just see how hard they defend. And when you're not playing your best game, you have to put in and make sure the guy across from you isn't creating goals if you're not able to get your perfect moment. We had some real good half chances, and I'm just so pleased that they have had that poise. I mean, it was the beginning of the year. We just had moments where we weren't having that poise, and I just think they've grown a lot as a group and individually and collectively. So, we're just happy about that. That's part of really the great joy of seeing a team evolve and develop.
Ted?
Looking at the stats, and I can't remember the exact numbers, but you were outshot by them. However, you had many more passes than they did. Can you talk a little bit about how that happened?
Yeah, I mean, I think for us it was, the final moment just wasn't there, and we've struggled with that a bit in previous games where we haven't been able to, get that. In this game, where the ball is it's the final touch is difficult for either team. We just weren't, Donnie they were getting late blocks in, or to be fair, when Danny's about to shoot it and he gets fouled, I mean, I think they outshot us by 2 shots, and we had nothing in the first half. We had 2 shots. One was from a center back. So the second half, I think we evened it up. But again, we need to move the ball consistently. Again, Donnie's hasn't been a 9 for a bit, and he's at 5'8". He's not a traditional target 9. But if you see the work he does behind the ball and off the ball, we just didn't have great rhythm. They did a good job of taking away the wing-back areas and forcing the central into their strong players. And I thought for them, tactically, it was a good defensive performance. But it just takes one moment of magic. I think Louis would say it was not his strongest game, but that's why you keep Louis Perez out there for that critical moment. He can turn the game like he did in Tormenta, But there's heavy legs on guys who have played a lot of minutes, and nobody's going to get you're not going to get your best performances until you get some time apart. And so obviously for us getting through Chattanooga, then we get a little bit of and Central Valley, but we're not going to get normal spacing until that happens. So it's just critical for us. We've got to find a way to get those points. And, there's no excuse. There's nothing to lose and everything to gain here. And we're looking forward to playing again. It's almost, we're in a great rhythm. I mean, the games, it's good when they come fast when you're winning. It's difficult when you're not.
Those last few minutes of the game, North Carolina was desperate and they were getting chippy. The coach got yellow carded. How did you manage to keep your team from being calm and not retaliating?
I think for us, it's been really a mantra for us, and it's on the board every game. No refs, no reds, no excuses, So again, I was upset at Luka. Again, he got the foul, but again, there was no reason for him to get a caution there. Those guys were yelling F-bombs, and I'm not blaming North Carolina. There's a ton at stake, and John's a good coach, and they had a great start, and he's watched it. So I know that pain. I felt that frustration. I just think for our guys, we talked about it at halftime. We just need to let them implode. We had the legs. We felt like we had more. They had to travel here, and there was going to be an opportunity. They were going to make a mistake, whether it was a pen or a foul or a miscleared cross, and we just had to be on the back of that and find that critical moment. And I think in those last moments, Carlos making holds, last-ditch blocks by Luka and Kinsner. I mean, that's what you need from your back four. And I believe this would be an excellent defensive team this year. I said it from the beginning, and if you look at the statistics, if you go past the first 12 games, the last 12, I think maybe Omaha's the only team that's conceded less than us. So I'm really pleased about that. Obviously, we want additional goal production, but I'll take 6-1 nothing games to wrap up the year and pick up a trophy. So really just pleased that they're competing the way they're competing, and again, just a lot of moxie in this team, a lot of fight, a lot of grit, and some really great soccer moments as well. Again, that's a clinical penalty by Louis, no doubt, and it's tough to do that in the pressure moment when your season's on the line.
Getting back to defense and goalkeeping, how cool is it to get another clean sheet after?
Yeah, Carlos, again, I think he's had a great month. I think other than him slipping on the one goal kick, I think he's done everything he's needed to do. I mean, again, you want your goalkeeper to not make big mistakes and make good choices overall. Organizationally, he's done a very good job. And again, he's held what he's needed to hold. He doesn't give up a lot. He's made massive saves, including in Tormenta. I think he had an excellent game there, giving up only the one goal. But it's about our defense. Our defending leads to our attacking. You could see we had some great counter opportunities. We really should have put the game away 2 or 3-0, like we did against Omaha, which is great because when teams have to come in on us, when you can add a towel around and watch Donnie on the counterattack and Tarn, it's so different than it was, with that energy that at the beginning of the year. So for me, Carlos is excellent. We have a great back four. We've been able to consistently run the same group out. That's helpful as well, that continuity. And again, we just hope we can get some more guys healthy for Saturday and have as many choices as possible, but everyone's in good form.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks,
John.
guys.
Appreciate it.